Hello, this is a presentation for European knowledge development, and the subject is the identification of the profile of participants in the National Universities Entrance Exam in Brazil. Here's the theme for this article. It is made by me, Wagner Pequeno, and Cartaxo, Mr. Paulo Santana, and Mr. Tomás Orlandi. Here is our profile, and you have more information about us. The introduction. The educational access and graduation in Brazil. ENEM is the most important way to access Brazilian graduate levels. The exam has a national application in November every year. 4 areas are covered in the test: language, mathematics, natural science, human science, and essay. The test is standardized using the Eaton Response Theory, IRT. The regulatory framework. ENEM is a procedure for evaluating student performance, establishing its objectives, such as assessing and mastering of skills and abilities expected by the end of the basic education. It also forces the use of the exam as a mechanism for access to higher education and government programs. The COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic transformed societal relationships, especially school activities, with the imposed lockdown. The isolation period has much longer than a quarantine. The literature review. The benchmark of the comparison is directly linked to the result obtained in PISA. The main difference is the audiences involved, and then participants have their main objective to continue their studies for the university. The study. The research objective. The study aims to identify the profile of the participants in the National University Entrance Exams, ENEM in Brazil, analyzing demographic characteristics, educational backgrounds, and performance patterns. Scope and time period. The study analyzes from the 2018-2023 ENEM examinations, providing a comprehensive view of participant profiles across multiple years and capturing the impact of significant events such as COVID-19 pandemic. Research significance. Understanding the profile of the ENEM participants provides valuable insights for educational policy development, resource allocation, and strategies to improve the access to the higher education in Brazil. Methodology. The data source and period. The data processed in the second half of 2024, based on the INET microdata for 2018-2023 exams. The study analyzed registered candidates' questionnaire responses for the census analysis of participants' profiles. The statistical process. Classification of the form fields in statistical format, mean, median, and mode, to identify the characteristics of the sample and projection of the population. With a total of more than 27 million registrations, after removing incomplete records, which means the selected candidates are those who completed the entire survey, we had more than 4 million remaining records as a sample data. Thus, this sample gives us an error rate of less than 1%. Fields analyzed. We have the demographic in age, gender, marital status, race ethnically, educational, social type, teaching modality, competition status, graphic, state of residence, school location, and performance, scores in all knowledge area and essays. Research questions. The research questions is: what is the profile of participants in the national high school exams in Brazil over 2018-2023 years? It's a female aged between 17 and 18 years old from São Paulo State, originally from public schools, and race color with a predominance of whites and mixed race individuals. The results. We registered candidate strands. In 2018-2020, we have a uniform distribution, around 5.5 million inscripts. 2020, we hired head stations, 5.78 millions. 2021, 2022, significant drop for 3.4, 3.5 millions. 2023, slight recovery for 3.93. We have here an special information that we can talk. Here, the state of Sierra stands out because although it is not the state with the second largest population, it has the second largest number of registered candidates to the exams. São Paulo is the most population state in Brazil and have the most registration for the test. Results: the gender distribution: 5.6 and 56.7% is female participations. The average difference is 1334 is the higher for female participations. In all the years studied, the female gender has the highest number of registered participation. The results: the type of the school administrations. We have 76% of the schools are the public and 24% are the private attendance. In 2080, we have a special field to get the foreign schools in the exam, but we have, and then years after, we do not have this information. Results: race color. Racial distribution corresponds to the population distribution data. With the implementations of racial codes for university admissions, this indication showed the greater diversity and increase in those identified as a mixed race. We have here mixed race and black race. So this is this two informations says about the code for the university. The results about performance. The year 2020 and 2021 are the most affected by the pandemic. In 2020, the return from the lockdown happened days before the exam, and in 2021, it was the repercussion of the interruption of in-person classes in 2020 school years. The results about performance. In Portuguese language exam, the performance of females was superior to what the males in all years. Results: performance. In the mathematics exam, the male students performed much better than the female students in all years. Discussion: pandemic impact. The COVID-19 pandemic had a significant impact on NN participations, with a notable increase in the absence in 2020, but not the worst performance. At the year of 2020 was the only one had more absence than attendance in both days of the exams, representing a 5% impact of participation rate. School and race color profile. Public schools are majority and race color with the predominance of whites and mixed race individuals nearby the equal distribution. And the performance variation. Performance in language and mathematics areas has a correlation with gender. In 2021 was the worst performed after the pandemic lockdown. Implications and further research. Educational policy development. The findings of the study provide valuable data to inform educational public policies in Brazil, enabling evidence-based decision-making for resource allocation and strategic planning. Addressing inequities. A continental culture like Brazil has inequities that need to be addressed clearly in order to foster development and improve the performance of NN candidates, especially regarding equity in the use of the technology for learning. Improving basic education. To use the collected data to propose educational improvement strategies for all NN candidates, as well as all for the high level students. Thank you for your attention.